Hi, I'm Shannon, owner of Pahrump Early Learning Academy, where we are more than just childcare.
Hi, I'm Monique Mitchell with KPVM Television. My children attend Pella and they love it. The curriculum they have is pretty amazing, and my children learn what they need at their level.
Not only are the children learning, they're having fun, and that's what matters.
I like Pella. They help you with your homework, and it's fun.
Give us a call today to tour our facility at 751-5335.
News 46 is brought to you by Comfort Hospice Care, where we give our patients and their loved ones peace of mind, knowing we provide the highest quality of care 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, call 751-0349.
Tonight on News 46, police locate Margay Edwards' rental car. A debate to be held tomorrow night for all local candidates. And an Act of Kindness Award is presented at No to Abuse. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Monday, October 6, 2014. I'm Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. The blue 2014 Hyundai Accent, driven by the Los Osos woman whose decomposed body was discovered off Hafen Ranch Road, has been located. The vehicle is now being processed for evidence. The discovery of the car may be the key to finding out what happened to 27-year-old Margay Edwards. Margay was found on September 25th by two men riding ATVs in the area. Margay's family last spoke to her on September 14th while she was visiting a couple who were friends of hers here in Pahrump.
Thursday, the detectives revisited, and I went along with them to the scene to revisit the area where we found Miss Margay Edwards. Through discussion, I put out an order for our units to start searching 2-mile radius and 3-mile radius around where the body was found. We were sure that, with a high degree of certainty, that the car was still in Pahrump Valley. The areas that we could not search, we were going to give those to search and rescue, but based upon the search plan we had, because of the vastness of this area, we probably would have found a car probably within about 3 to 4 weeks with the search plan. It's a very rugged area. We were able, the detective, Joe McGill, was able to contact Metro Friday, and Metro came out today. Metro gave us the information, the GPS coordinates of the vehicle. And around 1:30 this afternoon, we went out first with my Durango, my personal vehicle. It was as far as we can go, and then we took out Joe McGill's Rhino. And going by the GPS coordinates, we found the vehicle. And right now, of course, it took us a while to bring the vehicle back. The vehicle was way out in the desert, 3 miles from where we're standing right now. We wouldn't have found it. It was in a wash.
So it's in a wash area. It has a lot of damage. Do you guys think that you found any evidence that might be helpful to this case?
Finding the vehicle itself is very helpful to the case. Right now, the vehicle is being sealed for evidence. We're going to get a warrant. We're going to go through the vehicle. We're going to treat the vehicle as if it was a criminal investigation. And that's at this point, that's where we're at right now.
So the vehicle had GPS, or did they have to turn it on? It was from a rental car company, right?
There's no GPS. Metro Air was very helpful. They checked the areas that we could not go out there in this area right here. It took us with the Rhino following GPS coordinates, trying to get where the vehicle was, probably about an hour and a half with the Rhino. Then once we found the vehicle, then we had to backtrack how she got into the desert. And that's why then we met the tow truck to bring them out there where the vehicle was. It was in a wash, but the areas that she traveled with the vehicle, I tell you the truth, it was amazing where this vehicle went, and the only damage that vehicle suffered was actually from when it went into the wash.
To see an extended version of our interview with Sheriff Tony DeMeo, go to KPVM's YouTube page, which is KPVM 41, or our Facebook page, Local Pahrump. Nye County Sheriff's Office Detective Joe McGill, who is in charge of the Edwards case, spoke to News 46 this morning about the vehicle.
We're still investigating. We're processing the car. We've impounded some property from the car. done fingerprinting analysis, and we'll just see where it takes us in the investigation.
The car was sealed up for evidence and transported back here on Saturday. So you guys are finished processing the vehicle at this point, or no?
Yes, we are.
And so was there anything that you think, or you can even comment on, that might have been in the car that you guys are able to use as to what happened to Margay?
Several items were impounded. We're still evaluating that. We're analyzing the information that we have, as well as the physical items that were taken from the car, and we're just going to have to make our determination based on that.
The car had front end damage, but not very significant, right?
Correct.
And so you believe that's from going into this ditch. Can you tell us how deep it was?
The ditch was probably about 3 or 4 feet deep. It was probably about 15 feet wide, more than wide enough for a vehicle side to side. But it was very rough. There's a lot of rocks, a lot of debris, a lot of weeds and sagebrush out there that the car took the path through. So it was definitely a rough ride for that car.
Are you able to get any kind of idea of what happened with her at this point, or are you still waiting for the pathologist and the forensics on her body?
We're still putting everything together.
Were you able to find any of her personal belongings, like purse or cell phone, inside the vehicle?
There was personal items in the car. I can't really say for sure most of the items, whether they belong to her or not. I mean, any of the items, actually. I haven't had the time yet to go through everything piece by piece. We searched. We took a cursory look at the items. We took all the property out of the vehicle and bagged it up for further examination. That's what I'm in the process of doing now.
And then when the car was being towed back, and I don't know if it was part of the police, that, because I'm assuming that you guys had to put the car in neutral to move it via a tow truck, the driver's side seat was reclined and it looked like the seatbelt was on. Was that true?
No. The seatbelt was used to keep the steering locked in place so that the car wouldn't swing out of control when it was being towed by the tow truck.
You had to use 2 different tow trucks because it was hard for one to get into the area?
Absolutely. It needed a 4x4, a 4-wheel drive tow truck to get to the location of the car. And then once the car was back out to the paved road, because the car had flat tires and damage, and for the preserving the evidentiary value of the car, we wanted to put it onto a flatbed tow truck for the rest of the drive.
And we'll keep you posted on that story. When we come back from this break, we're going to tell you about a very important debate being held tomorrow night.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Inspiration Senior Living, where we provide affordable elegance to Pahrump area seniors. Give us a call at 751-2300 and make an appointment to tour our community.
Welcome back to News 46. For all local candidates at the Pahrump Nugget.
Tuesday night at 6 p.m., KNYE has put together with the host of Being the Nugget another local candidates debate, and they've asked me if I'll be the moderator.
So this is an official debate, right?
Oh yeah, this is real live debate. The format is set up to encourage debate. Oftentimes you end up hearing about a quote-unquote debate for candidates where they don't actually debate any particular topic or each other's platforms or anything such as that. This format is set up to specifically encourage that.
And so, as a moderator, how do the questions come about? How does this work?
Well, we garnished a number of questions that came from online sources. People would actually submit through email. We got a number of questions that way. Of course, people who are interested that would know me or any of the other group of folks that sat down and actually polished up the questions, gave us all kinds of input. Phone calls that came into KNYE with discussions. A lot of them came from platforms that each of the candidates have if they published either printed material or have a Facebook page or a web page, and they have their various platforms. And of course, there's other things that are hot button topics. People are concerned about water. They're concerned about the federal government coming in. There's all sorts of regular concerns that come out in discussions and in local media. So all of those sorts of things are fair game, and none of the candidates have any of the questions in advance.
And that's very important, isn't it?
It is. They need to think on their feet. But then again, since a number of these things also come from their platforms and from common topics that are concerns of people here in Pahrump and throughout Nye County, they should know these things. If not, and you know, if I support a particular candidate or don't support another candidate, and I'm saying me generically, if any individual person thinks they support one candidate and not another, they might be surprised at this. This sort of format should help really guide people if they're up in the air, or it might teach them a thing or two about their own candidate, where they really stand on some of the topics.
That's something in all the years that I've seen with these debates, is that it really shows who you're voting for. This really brings it down to the wire, shows that they are speaking for themselves, especially when the questions aren't provided in advance, because other people can't give them the answers to the questions. They're going to actually have to tell you their own true feelings and thoughts and ideas about the subjects that you're presenting.
Well, not only are they going to have to do that, when I moderate, if I propose a question to a candidate and they decide they want to answer something other than the question that I'm asked, I'll stop them and guide them back onto the right train. And I'm not going to tolerate a whole bunch of candidates not answering the actual question that is asked. I'll repose it, and we want to get these sorts of questions that are important to the community asked, not hear their canned response. We've had months to hear their canned responses. This is not what this is about. This is about debating the actual topics, so we all know when we go into the polling places, which open, the 18th, Saturday the 18th, in a little over a week and a half, we'll actually be able to start voting and early voting. And we want to know the real crux of the matter and how well informed they are and what their positions on these different topics are.
Once again, that debate will be held tomorrow, Tuesday night, at the Prump Nugget at 6 p.m. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but did you know that men can also get breast cancer? Breast cancer in men is the subject of today's Desert View Hospital Health Tip.
This health tip is brought to you by
Desert View Hospital and Mountain Valley Physicians Group. Don't put your health on hold. We have time for you. Call us to schedule your appointment, 775-751-7100.
A year ago, Josh Newby quit his successful job at a .com company to care for his mom, Teresa.
It's a great decision I ever made.
Teresa had stage 4 breast cancer and was in hospice until she passed away. When she was diagnosed, she tested positive for a BRCA gene mutation. She wanted Josh to get the blood test too. His result? Also positive.
I thought, wow, I have this gene. I got to take my life a little bit more seriously, probably.
Genetic counselor Kateria Patel says many don't realize men can pass the faulty gene to their daughters and women can pass it on to their sons.
I do find that it's often like they're not even thinking about the men in the families. We get the same information from our mothers that we do from our fathers in terms of our genes.
Men and women with a BRCA mutation have a 50% chance of passing it on. Women with the mutation are up to 7 times more likely to develop breast cancer and at least 10 times more likely to develop ovarian cancer. The risk is much lower for men. Only 2,240 cases of male breast cancers are diagnosed each year. But men with the mutation are at a higher risk for other types of cancers, including prostate, stomach, pancreatic cancer, and melanoma. The rule of thumb, men should consider testing if they have a strong family history of breast or ovarian cancer. Josh was glad he did.
I do hope to have children someday, and that's very powerful information to have.
Josh has made early cancer screenings a priority. And since his mom's diagnosis, he started a foundation to raise money for cancer research. He wants to give others the chance his mom didn't have.
She's just the most amazing person in the world.
I'm Marty Salt reporting.
Thanks so much, Marty. The China Walk restaurant cut a ribbon with the Prump Valley Chamber of Commerce this morning.
Welcome to the China Walk. We're happy to have you all here today to celebrate the opening of the new restaurant on behalf of the owner, Jeff. We're pleased to welcome everyone. He'd like to cut the ribbon on his new establishment, and in addition to that, he's making some contributions on behalf of the Pahrump Senior Center and the Linda
Nye County School District Homeless Children Activity Fund.
So we're just pleased to be here with him today. Jeff, do you want to say something?
Yeah, I just want to thank you for the whole community. Thank you for everybody.
Want to cut that?
Okay, cut it.
Go.
Okay.
Yay! Congratulations to China Walk. We'll have more on those check donations on tomorrow night's broadcast. Today, Butch Harper surprised a very important volunteer with an Act of Kindness Award. The recipient is Linda Bliss, who donates her time to No to Abuse. No to Abuse helps men, women, and children in abusive relationships. Butch is joined by Julie Hargis, who is the new executive director of the organization.
Good afternoon, Prump. We're up here at No to Abuse building, and we're not here to recognize any of the town board members or any new employees, but we're here to recognize Linda Bliss. This lady has worked up here for 5 to 6 years. She donates 20 hours a week of her own time to come up here and accept all the donations. Whether it's in the summer, it's 107 degrees out. In the winter, if it's 30 degrees out, this lady is always here. She's a very compassionate woman, and she's very devoted to her volunteer hours to No to Abuse. And I can't say much more about this lady, but at this time I'd like to present her with the Act of Kindness Award. Come on, Linda. Anyway, Linda, if you'd like to read what's on that plaque.
Act of Kindness Award presented to Linda Bliss for ongoing compassion for others and a dedication and volunteering to the Pahrump community. From the citizens of Pahrump, Nevada. No act of kindness is ever wasted.
Oh, young lady, you're a very young senior citizen, and I'm so proud of you. And the citizens of Pahrump are proud of you. And you're in the shadows. I just want to bring you out to let everybody know what you do for this community. So the citizens of Pahrump, if you ever see Linda on the street, just say thank you for what you do for the community. Linda, God bless you.
Thank you.
What a sweet lady. Thanks so much, Linda, for all the work that you do. When we come back from this break, your weekend sports.
Today's news is brought to you in part by Dr. George Leeks, Pahrump's optometrist since 1990, offering full-spectrum eye care for children and adults. Call today, 727-8300.
Here's Courtney Solomon with Weekend Sports.
Weekend Sports is brought to you by Wolfenstein Construction. In a hard-fought battle Thursday night at Pahrump Valley High School, the PVHS varsity football team pulled off an impressive victory against the Cheyenne Desert Shields. This win makes the Trojans 2-2 in league and 3-3 overall. The final score was 20-12, and the Trojans remain undefeated at home. Their next battle is against the 4-2 Spring Valley Grizzlies at Spring Valley, who just defeated Mojave 19-6. The Trojans lost to Mojave 50-6 on September 12th, and all three of the Trojans' losses have been on the road. So that gives you just a little insight on how difficult the battle is going to be. A victory is possible if the Trojans can stay strong on defense and utilize their offensive threats, like Dion Estes, who scored all three of the Trojans' touchdowns against Cheyenne. PVHS Volleyball is coming off 2 wins against Clark and Cheyenne last week. They're currently in 4th place in league at 4-2 and face the #1 ranked and undefeated Faith Lutheran at Pahrump Valley High School tomorrow at 6 p.m. PVHS Boys Soccer finally got a league win against Sierra Vista last week, snapping their 5-game losing streak. The final score was Trojans 4, Sierra Vista 3. Friday against Cheyenne, the boys tied, making their current record 1-5-1. The PVHS girls soccer team lost to Sierra Vista last week and defeated Cheyenne on Friday. This makes them 4-2 in league and 7-3 overall. Both the boys and girls soccer teams are up against a tough Faith Lutheran team tomorrow. The boys game starts at 3 p.m. at Pahrump Valley High School, and the girls are on the road at Faith Lutheran at 4 p.m. The Faith Lutheran boys are currently 2-3-2 in league, and the Faith Lutheran girls are currently undefeated. The Pahrump Faith Lutheran rivalry has always been exciting. It's a hard-fought battle, so go support your local high school teams. It's $5 for adults and $2 for seniors and students. Thank you for watching Weekend Sports. I'm Courtney Solomon, News 46.
Thanks so much, Courtney. Let's join Angela Miles with today's First Business Brief.
This is the First Business Brief for Monday, October 6th. I'm Angela Miles. 500,000 more recalls from GM. GM is telling dealers to stop selling its 2015 Chevy Colorado and GMC Canyon midsize pickup trucks. It's to fix a potential airbag defect. No injuries are reported. GM is also recalling Cadillac SRX and Saab 94X SUVs for possible loose joints in the rear suspension toe link. The company says it's aware of 3 crashes and 2 injuries. Big investors in Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac want another go go-round in court. Last week, a judge rejected claims that some of the profits made in the government's bailout of the mortgage giants should go to investors and not solely to the Treasury. One of the major investors in Fannie and Freddie is appealing. And Facebook reportedly is moving into medicine. The social network is testing online communities that will connect users dealing with similar medical issues. The company declined comment. That's the First Business Brief. I'm Angela Miles.
When we come back from this break, your weather and a couple announcements.
News 46 weather is brought to you by your local dairy farmers. Dairy products are very important in maintaining a healthy body.
Hello and welcome back to News 46. Today is Monday, October 6th. Today we had sunny skies with a high of 92 degrees. Your average temperature around this time of year is 85 degrees. Winds were coming from the north-northeast today at 4 miles per hour with gusts up to 7 miles per hour. The UV index today was 7, which is high. Humidity was at 12% today. Sunrise was at 6:43 this morning, and the record high in 1980 was 98 degrees. Well, tonight we'll have mostly clear skies with a low of 66 degrees. Your average temperature at this time of year is 62 degrees, so it'll be a little warmer than it usually is outside, but that's all right. Winds will be coming from the northeast at 3 miles per hour with gusts up to 4 miles per hour, so we'll have some pretty low winds there. Humidity will be at 22%. Sunset will be at 6:20 p.m., and the record low in 1969 was 43 degrees. Well, tomorrow we'll have partly cloudy skies with a high of 90 degrees and a low of 59 degrees. Winds will be coming from the south-southwest at 4 miles per hour with gusts up to 8 miles per hour. Humidity will be at 17%. Sunrise will be at 6:44 tomorrow, and the UV index will be 6, which is high. For our 7-day forecast, we'll have mostly sunny skies, but we might be seeing some extra clouds out there over the next couple days. Your high temperatures will be starting off in the low 90s, going down into the high 80s for these next 7 days. And then your low temperatures will be ranging from the high 50s to the low 60s.
Thanks so much, Noah. City National Bank today announced that it is accepting applications for grants to support literacy and financially based literacy projects at public and private elementary, middle, and high schools in 5 states. Administered through City National's award-winning Reading is the Way Up literacy program, this year's program will again award up to $100,000 in both literacy and financial literacy grants. For more information, go to readingisthewayup.org. That's readingisthewayup.org. New amateur radio license exams will be given on October 11th at 11:30 a.m. That's this Saturday, October 11th at 11:30. Please show up 30 to 45 minutes early. The location is at the Nye County Emergency Management Building at 1510 Surrey Lane behind the Nye County Courthouse off Basin Avenue, right there next to the animal shelter. For more information, you can give them a call, 775-990-3379. That's going to do it for this edition of News 46. Have a great night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.